Hi guys, my name is Allison.
And I'm Eden.
Yeah, so we are exchange students in Norway. Yeah. So I'm from the US.
And I'm from Denmark.
Yeah. So we are going to talk about the differences between Norway and our countries, because at least between the US, there's a lot of differences. I'd say not as many with Denmark, but still there's differences. So we just kind of wanted to tell you guys
about them.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a big list on the computer here of what to talk about so we don't forget, and there's a lot of stuff. So let's get started. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the first thing that's kind of a little difference is for laundry here, they hang dry everything. You don't have a dryer or you have one but you don't use it here. But nobody does save the environment. So nobody really uses a dryer very much here.
But like in Denmark it's 50-50. Some people do have a dryer, but we not like use it all the time. We prefer like just air dry it.
So another thing is houses here are very kind of spread out. They're not always spread out, but
yeah, we instead of make the roads build the houses, we build the houses and make the roads.
Yeah. So I like how they're more scattered about. It's not like, at least for us in the US, we just have our structured little neighborhoods like house.
And they look exactly the same.
Yeah. But here every house is different. One thing I love is there's red houses, yellow houses, blue houses, white houses. You can literally paint it whatever color you want.
And you can have wood and stone and
a lot of houses here I think are made of wood.
Yeah, but in Denmark it's more stone because that's just the easiest. But
no, it looks so cute.
They're pretty much all bright light colors because when it's winter it's kind of dark. So
I love how it looks in the winter because it's dark outside, and then everyone has their windows lit up with stars, and then it has the bright house colors. It's so pretty.
It's so pretty.
Yeah, I love how it looks. Okay, another thing is shoes inside of houses. That's
not a thing.
Yeah, you don't wear shoes in your house.
Not in Denmark either. Or in Sweden,
not in a lot of places. However, in the US, most people, there are houses that don't want you wearing shoes in the house, but I'd say most houses, they just don't care. We wear shoes in every room in our house, and it doesn't really matter. But that's not
a lot of cleaning.
I don't know, it's disrespectful if you wore shoes in someone's house.
It's the first thing you do is get in, take your jacket off, take your shoes off, and
there's a space for shoes, for coats, stuff like that. But yeah, we just don't really, I'm not used to that. Okay, another thing about houses is windows. There are so many windows and they're so open, you can see into everyone's house, and it looks really cool, it looks really nice, but that's not something at home for me. My blinds are always closed and you can't really see into people's houses. That's kind of creepy. But here it's so open and people don't really worry about people just looking in their houses.
It's the same in Denmark. We prefer having really big windows from top to bottom.
Yeah.
And we just have
really
it
nice.
Open because it opens up the room a lot and it gives you an amazing view, and it gives in a natural light instead of having a lot of fake lights.
Yeah.
It just gives a better look.
I guess we're just a lot more cautious with who can see into our house, but I really like the look of it. Okay. So money here, coins have worth, which I was not used to at first. I didn't think I really had to save the coins, but they have...
Here they have 1, 5, 10, 20.
Yeah, and 10 kroner and 20 kroner. 10 kroner is $1-ish. 20 kroner is about $2.
Yeah.
So they have worth to them, which means you can't just never use coins. In the US, we have up to... You can have a dollar coin. Those are not common though. The biggest coin you really have is a quarter, which is 25 cents. Yeah, here coins have worth, which is a little bit different. And the size of bills here are different. Some of them are longer. I don't have any to show you because I don't really carry cash.
Me neither.
The bills are different sizes. Okay, so cars, driving. There's a lot of things about that. So first of all, there are a lot of nice cars. I've seen a lot of Teslas and just a lot of nice
big cars.
Yeah,
general.
And a lot of electric cars. I've seen a lot more than is normal to see just in a normal city, I'd say. Also, another thing is they have a lot of manual cars here, and that's kind of what most teenagers learn to drive with, because one thing that they do here is on their license, it says if they're able to drive manual or not. So you could get your license if you can only drive an automatic car. Like, I only know how to drive an automatic car because that's what I have at home. But here, it's common to have a manual car. So on your license, it says if you can drive manual or not. Yeah. So your license does say what you can and can't drive, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's different.
Smart.
Here, when you're like 16, can't you drive a scooter?
They can drive a scooter, I think.
Like those little motorcycles, kind of? That's kind of what they are?
Yeah, I think we could do that when we're 15 in Denmark. So.
Okay, yeah. Here, I think it's 16. Because I know you can start practice driving when you're 16. One thing that's different, at least from here compared to Arizona, at least, is you have to know how to drive on ice and snow. You have to practice driving in winter conditions.
Yeah.
Which I have no idea how to do.
Like, they can drive whenever they just need somebody besides them until they're 18. They
but
can
they
drive
don't,
alone.
Yeah. They get their license when they're 18. We get our license when we're 16. So it's a little bit different.
It's kind of smart.
It's a lot safer here. Yeah. I would say for sure it is so much safer because you have to practice driving for about 2 years before you can get your license.
Yeah, and
so
like it's not teenagers who think they own the road all the time.
Yeah, but here I'd say there are significantly less car crashes and it's
people.
A lot safer. Yeah, there's a lot less people, but it is a lot safer. I'd say with driving.
Stoplights.
Yeah, stoplights. So when the light is red, from red it goes to yellow and then it goes to green, which is so strange to me because I saw that, I was like, why? And
it's because the yellow light means like either slow down because it's gonna go red, or like speed up because it's gonna be green. So it's
it kind
like
of warns
time
you before it goes green. But I noticed it, I was like, that's kind of cool.
It's just smart though.
Yeah, but we literally, in Finnsnes at least, we have one traffic light. And it's like a fairly new thing that they put in. So it's just not as busy, I guess, as I'm used to. But there's one traffic light and it goes from red to yellow to green. And I've seen those around Norway as well. Public transportation. That's a very common thing. I think for all of Europe, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's common to take like
especially in Scandinavia.
Yeah, because
in Denmark, because it's a small country, it's like if you don't have a car, then that's the way to go because you can always get a bus. Like in the cities, you can get it like till 3 in the night, from 5 in the morning till 3 in the night, perhaps the entire like 24/7. Public
transportation is the best way to go because most people can't drive. Like children can't drive, obviously. So you need a bus or a train or something. One thing that's a big argument in Norway, kind of
at the moment.
Yeah, the north versus the south. Public transportation. So the south, they have trains and everything. I think it's up to Buda, right?
It's like a good amount up north, but like when it comes to the furthest north, up in something called Finnmark and so, and up here where we live, there's no train. Yeah. And they really want a train up here because it will help so much with the transportation. Because
so trains run for all the way from southern Norway up to Buda, I believe.
Yeah.
And up there it stops. So that half of Norway has trains available like all the time.
It's like 2/3 of Norway.
Yeah, except the northern parts of Norway, they don't get trains. We get buses, but the thing is they don't run as often as trains. Trains are constantly running, like every couple minutes there's a train coming to your stop, like down south, but up here it's a lot harder to find like a bus that comes at the right time that takes you to the right place.
It's really planning the day. You have to plan the entire day to be
you really have to plan to get a bus, but it's definitely a lot easier down south to just find a ride somewhere.
And it's the same in Denmark. It's the easiest unless you live really countryside, but that's rare. Like there will always be a bus every hour. Yeah. And a train every 15 minutes to get like to the city like Copenhagen and such.
So it's kind of bigger cities have this public transportation, but it's just very common to use. A lot of people don't have their own cars.
Yeah.
So that's that. Okay, so the next thing we can talk about is alcohol. So alcohol is
a thing.
So it's more... Wait, what's the word that I'm looking for? It's like
common?
Tradition, society. What is the word that I'm looking for?
It's the culture.
Yes,
it's part of the culture.
Okay, so alcohol is kind of part of the culture.
Yeah.
it's a very common thing, like Rusafests. You have to be in Vegas. Right?
Yeah.
You have to be in Vegas, which is like high school, to go to these Rusafests. But the thing is, like, parents know their kids are drinking. I mean, it's a common thing for people to buy alcohol for younger people. I mean, if you get caught for it, obviously, like, you'll get in trouble.
Yeah.
But it's a common thing.
The police know it happens.
Yeah, the police know it happens. A lot of parents know that their kids drink. Some parents are strict on it, but it's kind of part of the culture, and like that's what they do. It's like
the same in Denmark.
Parties.
Like, you just drink.
Yeah,
in Denmark it's wild.
Denmark is
it's worse than Norway. Like about drinking, but like in Denmark we have more control than in Norway. Like, because
wait, what age can you drink at?
Like, we can drink when we're 0. But we can, like, when
That's
we're newborn,
insane.
but because there's no law about it. But, like, we can buy when we're 16 to, like, 16.5%. So that means, like, shots as well. So people go kind of crazy.
Gosh.
And then we always have friends who are over 18, so we can easily get vodka. Because when you're 18, you can buy everything you can buy.
So people can buy it for you.
Yeah.
But if they get caught, obviously, they're in trouble. But it's hard kind of to get caught.
Alcohol is like one of the biggest differences between Norway and Denmark, I would say, because here you can like buy like till 22% when you're 18, and when you're 21 you can buy everything, but you have like, I think, past 8 or 5.
Yeah, they sell
in the
alcohol
evening,
at certain times in the day,
and you can't buy it after that or like before
because
that. It's
kind
just,
of their goal is they want people to
stop
drinking. Kind of. I mean, obviously you can't really prevent it, but so at stores they stop selling alcohol,
and they have like special places to get alcohol. Also,
you can't just get it at like a normal grocery store. Like, there's like a wine place that you have to buy your wine at. But yeah, they stopped selling alcohol at different times depending on like weekends.
Like, it depends on
stuff.
It's like every day. It's Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, sometimes it stops at like 8, sometimes it stops at like
6.
5, yeah. So that's definitely a big
more
difference.
Strict.
Yeah. Alcohol and drinking
is
kind of culture is a lot different in all 3 countries, I'd say. Another thing is that everything is closed on Sundays. Like, I'm telling you, you can't go to the grocery store on Sundays. That's a big difference from us, because like the day we grocery shop is Sundays. That's when we do our grocery shopping. But here, everything is closed. The center is closed. The grocery stores are closed. I think gas stations are open.
Yeah, gas stations are open.
It's kind of considered like a rest day. In general, everything is pretty much closed on Sundays. Is that how Denmark is? Or?
Like, in Denmark, they're open, but not open the entire day.
And I feel like just in general, weekends here are very, very chill. It's more of a relaxed society, I would say. In Norway, compared to the US, we're more like go, go, go. Because for me, at least, on weekends, let's say at home, I would like get up at like, I would not sleep in too long, and I would like go to the gym and like get work done on like weekend mornings. But here, everyone, at least right now, everyone sleeps till like 11, 12. Some people sleep till 1. Like
4. I have friends who sleep till 4.
People sleep like all day kind of on weekends. And because everything's closed on Sundays, that's like a stay-at-home relaxed day. So it's a lot more of just like a relaxed society, I would say. I mean, it is dark time right now. So even me, like, I slept until 1 p.m. last week. I was like, I've never slept that long in my life. But it's even right now, it's hard for me to get up at like 11 because I'm so tired. But I mean, maybe it'll be a little bit different when it's like the light time, when the sun is always up. But right now, at least, everyone sleeps for a really long time in the day, which is very, very different. That was definitely something it was kind of hard for me to adjust to, because I liked kind of getting up early on weekends and like going somewhere and doing something. But there's just not that much to do. No. So it was definitely an adjustment.
And there's not a lot of people to do stuff with anyway. So it's like, it's just being at home doing nothing. Yeah. That's kind of what you do on weekends. I mean, maybe at night you go out with friends on a Saturday, but like every other time you're kind of just at home. At home chilling. Yeah. Okay. Social media. Social media.
Snapchat. Everyone here is addicted to technology, I would say. I read something before coming here, and it said something like Norway is like the most technology addicted or something like that country. And let me tell you, I believe that is true. Everyone, teenagers especially, are like very into Snapchat. I mean, it's a thing all over the world, but here
it's like addicting.
It's like people are always on Snapchat. And always.
They can get angry if you don't respond.
Yeah. It like consumes people. Yeah, it's very different because I've never seen people like that obsessed with a social media app.
Like, I know we use it a lot in Denmark as well, but not to this amount.
Not to this extent, I would say. Like, people just spend, like, even when you're out with friends or something,
they sit on Snapchat. They
sit on their phones. I mean, not everyone, but, like, that's definitely a true fact that I read somewhere. Next thing we're going to talk about is school. There are a lot of differences, especially between the U.S. And I feel like the school system in, like, every country is very different. But there's just a lot of differences.
Like, it's similar in Denmark, but still different.
I feel like here at school, they have a lot more freedom. Yeah. And, for example, they never check homework. Like, if you get assigned homework, the teacher typically will not check it. You don't turn it in.
I think I've checked it, like, 3 times.
Yeah. Like, it's kind of an optional
Just say, I did my homework on, like, and it's something called It's Learning.
It's a online program, and you just have to check it off, say you did it. They don't need to see it, and so you could literally just check off you did your homework, and they'll never check it. So typically, that's kind of a strange thing. Yeah, because most of the time my homework at home is graded, so
we don't get it graded, but we check it and go through it a lot of times.
Yeah, us too. So that's very different. Another thing is no hall passes, which in Denmark you guys don't do that either. No, that's a very U.S. thing.
We just have to ask.
Yeah, but it's not like strict. Like, they don't have lockdowns here, so you don't really need a hall pass or anything like that. You kind of just tell someone you don't even have to always tell the teacher you're going to the bathroom. You can just kind of leave.
Okay, that's more annoying. Like, my teachers get kind of like, why did you just leave class? Yeah, they're like, you have to raise your hand and ask. Yeah,
but here I've done a few times in class. I just get up and walk out.
I can do that a lot because we're exchange students. We are more like free.
Yeah, I feel like people really don't care what we do. No. But I like how they have a lot of trust in their students because it does show that they trust them at least.
It relies a lot on the student itself.
So yeah, it's definitely a lot less rules, I would say. Another thing for me personally, not really for you, is feeling safer, which is like bad that I have to say this, but I just feel so much safer at school here. I don't know. I'm not afraid of anything bad happening at school here. No. Another thing is your relationship with teachers is very informal.
It's so nice.
Yeah, it's really nice, honestly. You call them by their first name. Yeah. Which is shocking to me. For you, it's the same, right?
It's normal.
Yeah. But for us,
you call them by
we call Mr., Mrs., Miss, whatever last name. But that's what we do in the U.S. But for Norway, you just say
first name
of the person.
It's weird if you say their last name.
Like, they can just joke around with their students, and it's normal. And I think it like makes the environment a lot more.
It does
friendly, really, and fun, kind of.
It's more fun being in school and class.
Yeah. So that's that.
Yeah.
Okay. Another thing is Vega Ann, which is what we're both in. Yeah. Is 11th grade. However, it's the first year of videregående skole. Yeah. Right. So it's the first year technically of high school here. They have 3 years of high school. Yeah. So they have grades 11, 12, and 13. So it's weird because we're kind of the freshmen of the school, even though we're in 11th grade.
It's called like first, second, and third year. So we're first years.
Yeah. So we're Vega Ann, which is VG1 in English, and so videregående
skole
1. Yeah. So it's 11th grade, even though you're kind of a freshman. So the last thing we're going to talk about is kind of like is it like welfare, would you call it?
Yeah.
Yeah, society definitely cares about its people in Norway.
And you can get help if you need it.
Yeah.
You don't rely on yourself.
Yeah, you don't have to only rely on like what you have. You can, like, the government will help you out if you need something. So for example, the required vacation in Norway is 25 paid days. Like, that's required, I believe. Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry if any of this information is wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's right.
You can get up to 25 days paid with, like...
Yeah. By law, like, it's required 25 paid vacation days here. Another thing is maternity leave in Norway, which is, it's very different. So the mother has 35 weeks with 100% pay. They get paid 100% for 35 weeks, and then if they go 45 weeks, they get 80% pay, which is still, like, so good compared to the US, which is 12 weeks unpaid. So that's insane.
In general,
and
like,
also
more support.
Yeah, I think they support their people a lot more. I mean, taxes are a lot higher here.
A lot higher taxes. It's like insane.
Yeah.
But we pay higher taxes to be able to rely a bit more on the society itself. So if, like, you're old and you're like don't work anymore and you need help from the society, you know, you've worked all your money up to it. Like, you
so
work your ass off when you're younger.
The society helps you out with.
It's just more helpful and supporting, but you also worked for it.
Yeah. The taxes are higher, but a lot of things are, like, free. Like, doctor visits.
Yeah, that's
stuff
free.
like that. Schooling is free. Except for kindergarten. You have to pay for kindergarten here.
You do?
Yeah. I didn't know that.
What? But you don't have to do that.
It's called barnehage, I think.
Yeah.
Barnehage. You have to pay for that here, which is a little bit different. But they have free education up to even, like, higher education, like college.
I think everything's free for us.
Yeah, but schooling is very, very different. We could go on and on about that, but there's too much.
There's too much
but
to talk about.
That's some of the main things we kind of have been realizing as we've been here. Yeah. Those are just some of the things that stuck out to me.
Same.
Yeah, I hope this was helpful. If we got any of this information wrong, I am sorry. But this is just from our, like, this is just what we've seen. This is from our experience up here in little northern Norway towns.
Norway. Cold Norway.
cold Norway.
3 and it's dark.
It's 3 p.m. and it's pitch black outside. That's why this lighting is here. Because it's dark all the time. But we will see the sun on January 21st for like a minute. Hopefully it's not cloudy, otherwise we won't see the sun. But the sun is coming back slowly but surely.
Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah. Okay. Bye. Thank you for watching. I will see you next week. Bye. Follow the Instagram. What is your Instagram?
Put it here.
Okay. There it is, right here. Okay. Yeah.
Bye. Snapchat.